What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hummel's Hobbies. Today we have for you the RocHobby Atlas 4x4 110. FMS Fair RC had some really good sales. They had a buy one get one. I've been wanting to get back in the 110 for a little while, but I've been buying more of the smaller stuff. Well, this gave me the perfect excuse to get a 110 again, and I'm really excited about it. It looks super good. Had my fingers crossed. I really wanted a Magnum. Ever since they came out, I really wanted them, but I kept passing them over. Well, you'd never guess which one I got for free. Thanks to Fair RC, I ended up getting me a Magnum. I will do a separate video on that one later, but just know that I am super excited about it. This is a beautiful looking truck. Alright, why don't we take a closer look at this truck and see what we can do. Alright, I figured we could start off with the box here. Now, I've already taken this guy out of the box. I have a bad habit of getting too excited and wanting to see it. Obviously, you know, I got the orange. They come in blue and yellow. All the colors look pretty good in my opinion. It's just orange is more of a personal preference. I tend to go for like orange or red colors a lot. Just one of those things, I guess it's what I prefer. Pretty standard box on the outside, what you'd expect out of one of these. But so one of the things that RocHobby and FMS do really well is their packaging. So when you open this guy up, you get this nice hefty case that you can see is a pain in the butt to get out of here. Probably because I don't have the weight of the truck in there anymore. Here, why don't we try this? Voila! There we go. Look at that. Comes with a nice handle, carrying case. Comes with a nice clipping system. Oh. And then you pull up. And look at that. Now, generally the truck would be sitting inside, but because I'm crazy and have no patience, I already took the truck out. But as you can see, that thing sits in there really well. So if you wanted to take it places, keep it protected, ship it, whatever you want to do, this box will handle it. We got your standard instruction manual. Got all your, as Kevin would call it, all your technobabble, exploded views. Pretty much a standard instruction manual, what you'd expect from most trucks these days. Also comes with your stickers. You can put Mudmaster on the door. You got some license plates. These right here are for the included scale fire extinguishers that you can mount on the back here if you like. Also comes with a spare tire, an adapter piece to put on the back here for the spare tire, your included fire extinguishers, a wheel wrench, what looks to be a couple shock spacers, you know, basically your typical included stuff with these trucks. Got your RocHobby radio. It is pretty close to the radio that comes with the Axials. Your top piece pops up there. You got your steering trim, throttle trim, power on and off, all your basic things. Looks like we have it's a 3-channel. Pretty sure this is a 1-speed truck. I will have to figure out what all these extra guys do as I learn the truck. and we'll go from there. All right, we'll take a closer look at the truck itself. We got this nice scale bed with some cool stacks on it. Got a nice little thing here in the back. I'm not sure, but I think one of these included pieces is like a little, yeah, it's a, kind of see it in there. It's a little hook system that goes in there, give it a little clevis. Maybe if you want to make it a tow rig or pull one of your buddy's trucks out of the mud when you're laughing at them for being stuck. We got some windshield wipers, a snorkel. We got your side mirrors. I still can't get over those stacks. I mean, overall, this is just a really good looking truck. Big old beefy bumper. I mean, it'll probably get caught on a lot of things, but you got room to put a nice winch there if you like. And I mean, it just looks good. Can't deny that. All right. Pretty nice tires on here. They're really stiff. Probably some thick foams in there. They're not extremely soft either. So in the long run, those might need to be switched out. I mean, we'll find out. I'm gonna run this bad boy too. We have a, it was already unclipped, but if you can see in there, the body clips in here. You can push down, you hear it click, and then pull it up. We have an XT60 connector. All right, you got your 1040 brushed crawler ESC in there. If you look on here, there's these two tabs right here. When I first opened this truck, this first tab in the front was actually over to the right. But if you look here, over to the right is set for nickel metal hydride batteries. If you're running nickel metal hydride, then keep that where it's at. But if you're running a LiPo battery, make sure you bring that over to the left-hand side like I did there. Because that basically activates your LiPo shutoff, your low voltage shutoff. That way you're not ruining your LiPo batteries as you're crawling. You get excited and forget that that's not on and ruin your batteries. You don't want to do that. All right, you got a 550 35 turn brushed motor in here. I got a Metal Gear steering servo, which is chassis mounted. You got your crazy looking receiver there. 2.4, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much what's under the hood. Now we'll check out the undercarriage. We got some big beefy axles up front and rear. We have a 4-link front and rear metal links. Looks like plastic drive shafts with some metal ends on them. Taking a look at the shocks. They're nice shocks. They're supposed to have oil in them, but if you kind of look at the suspension here, they're extremely stiff. I'm probably going to tear those open and kind of take a look in there and maybe add oil as needed. One thing I wanted to say about this truck, or point out I should say, is the battery compartment. There's no strap. There's really kind of nothing to hold your battery in there. So that's one thing you kind of want to consider. Maybe buying another strap system. It looks like there's tabs in there to put a strap. Another thing about this is a standard 2-cell LiPo battery, and as you can see, it does not fit in between those little tabs there. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to use. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use smaller sized batteries. I don't have any of those at this time, so I may use some zip ties or whatever I can figure out to make that work for me so I can run it tomorrow. Another thing I've seen some guys do is they close the lid, they cut a little hole in here, which I don't recommend, or try to figure out a way to run your wire, and you can actually lay the battery in the bed here. Downside is you're shifting all your weight to your rear end, and you really don't want to cut a hole in your brand new truck. So just something to think about. That would probably be one of my biggest cons of the truck so far, other than the wheels and tires could probably be swapped out for something a little bit better. Other than that, though, in my opinion, for a $250 truck, you're getting a heck of a bargain. There's a lot there for $250. Most trucks, even in the $350 to $400 category, you're looking at trying to get new rims and tires anyways. Different shocks. Most of the time, us RC guys like to make the trucks our own. So we're going to dress them up. We're going to swap stuff anyhow. So this is an extremely nice platform to start with for 250 bucks. It's also probably a good platform for a beginner. Somebody who's looking to get into crawling, maybe one of your kids, a brother, a sister, somebody that just is curious about it but doesn't have a huge wallet, wants to, you know, jump in for a decent price. I think this would be a good starter truck for that. So we're gonna take her out for a rip, and we'll get back to you. We got a after action report going on. Man, I definitely put it through its paces today. Went out with one of my good buddies, Rusty. He brought out his axial. We had a good time. And let me tell you, this thing probably kept up 80% of the time. It did some really impressive lines I was surprised with. Sometimes you really had to work at it. The positives, like I said, this thing for $250 crawls and kind of keeps up with the best of them. It looks good, still a beautiful truck. I rolled it quite a few times. Everything's still attached. This is a little loose. I did pop this out, but it pops back in. It actually has some maneuverability. And I popped off one of these stack pieces in the back, and it literally just clipped back on, and it stayed on ever since. Rolled it a few times and it still stayed on there. Fire extinguisher made it. I didn't put the other one on. I'm going to save that for another truck. Now I would say the negatives, kind of what we already discussed in some of the other stuff. The bumper got in the way a lot. You really had to hit a lot of stuff from the side. Side hilling was a big issue. The suspension is super stiff. Definitely need to either, I don't know, cut the section out of the spring, get some just different shocks altogether, which is probably what I'm going to do. Tires are super hard. Definitely, you may be able to get away with these tires if you take the foams out, cut them down a little bit. I'm probably just going to buy another set of tires just because I like to customize. The body did pop up on me a few times, but for the most part, it stayed put. Here is one big negative for me. So this comes with no straps whatsoever. So as you can see here, I zip tied my battery in. Well, in order to get that battery to work, I had to take my little Dremel tool and sand out the edge, and then I kind of just got that in there. Well, as you can kind of see, this wire here, it's not really pinched, it's resting in there, but I mean, I can't say that it wouldn't at some point possibly get damaged. It's not damaged now. You know, once I secured it with the zip ties, it did stay put pretty well. I am going to order some straps for that. That way it doesn't look so garbage, I guess. But other than that, it held up great. As you can see, I put an XT90 on there, so that's what I run on my batteries. Yeah, not too bad, really, for the price point. It is a solid truck, in my opinion. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for tuning in. If you like my content, you know, do all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, bell icon, all that goodies. If you don't like it, let me know what I can do to improve. I'm always looking to improve. So, anyhow, this is RocHobby signing out, and I appreciate you. Till next time, happy RCing.